Live and alive, large and in charge. Let the stream get going here for a couple of seconds before I discuss what I wanted to discuss today. So obviously I am not home at the moment. I'm in a location that is not home. Wanted to come on here and do a little speaking about something that's been on my mind for a few days. And once we get going here, I'll do a little speaking. So, hey everybody, can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Here in a couple seconds here, I'll get going. And let me try and move this to a little bit of a better spot. There we go. There we go. No. Is that going to stay? Probably not. It was better where it was. Okay. Sorry about that. It's okay. Yeah, if I do this. So, okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. So, I'm in Philadelphia right now. I went to see Dave Matthews Band last night in Camden, New Jersey. Great show. Hell of a show. Finally got my two-step I've been chasing for a while. Anytime the band plays Gray Street, I get pretty excited because I saw the first ever Gray Street in Columbus, Ohio. So, why am I live streaming from a hotel room on my vacation? That's probably what you want to know, right? Well, I wanted to discuss some things today, and before I go for a swim here real quick, something's been really been on my mind the past week that I want to get off my chest. This is all, let me first start off by saying this is all on me. I made a decision to do something last week, and for whatever it's worth, I put my name, my reputation, and my channel's reputation, any bit of good awareness, bad awareness that I bring to situations, got used and exploited last week for what I thought was going to be good or attempt to effectuate change. But what it ended up doing was I ended up getting exploited by some people. Let me back up. So, as many of you guys know that watch my channel, I don't do this for fun. I don't do this for shits and giggles. I don't do this for views. I don't do it for notoriety. I don't do it for fame, fortune, publicity, anything. I do it because I have noticed some real problems with some local police departments. Overstepping of their bounds, not honoring people's rights, violating people's rights, and them going and not doing and them being completely unaccountable for it. In this process, I've met a lot of bad cops. More bad cops than good cops, because man, they get so upset when they're going to violate your rights and then you call them on it. I mean, that's like the worst thing you can do to a cop is to have your rights violated, them hurt you, and then you call them on it. So, Upper Yoder Township. Okay, let's talk about that. They have been plagued with some bad police officers for years now. I'm going to give you a very quick background. In 2015, a former Upper Utica Township officer held his gun to my head. And so I didn't have to sit in jail for jury selection. I signed my right to sue that officer away because the judge was going to revoke my bail and make me sit and wait for jury selection for as long as he could. They had an agreement that if I signed my ability to sue, my rights to sue the departments for the civil rights violations that I endured, that it would go away that day. I wanted nothing more for it to go away. I wasn't concerned about suing somebody. I just wanted to not be in trouble anymore for something I didn't do. I was accused of something that got a gun put to my head that was unfounded. Brings up my first point. There needs to be accountability for when somebody calls 911. If you call 911 and it's a bullshit accusation, you need to be held accountable for that. Especially if someone's charged for it. Or especially if there's a response to it and someone is hurt. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if anybody watching this has ever had someone who absolutely can, in the performance of their job or their duties, put a gun to your head and squeeze the trigger, murder you, and get away with it. But it's a very scary and traumatic experience. It really is. It's frightening. I still have nightmares about it. I had to decide in that moment whether I should close my eyes so my life would flash before my face, or if I should look him in the eyes while he murdered me. And to be honest with you, I don't remember what I did. That all happened so fast that I really don't remember what my choice was. I was scared. I'll be honest with you. I was terrified. I didn't even really understand why there was a gun held to my head. Oh well. I'm still here. But when I signed my rights away, and I was looking at my attorney, gritting my teeth, signing the paper, looking at him, and he said, "You write with duress underneath your signature." And I did that. Still doesn't matter. However, I said to myself, I will never let one of those motherfuckers get away with that ever again so long as I live. They better squeeze the trigger the next time. They had absolutely better squeeze the trigger the next time. Yeah. So in 2022, when I caught a state trooper flying up Goucher Street, that state trooper is actually Karen Howe's son. Wally Howe, the former police chief of Upper Utica Township's son. He's a state trooper. He was driving in one of our state trooper cars in a manner that if you were driving that way, you would have been pulled over and cited. I caught him. I went to see Chief John Misconduct Blake the next day. I didn't get greeted with I'm going to handle this, I'm going to do something for you. I got told it's out of his jurisdiction, which is a lie. He lied to me. He also told me that he has no jurisdiction over state police officers. Again, another lie. He lied to me. So in 2023, when Officer Jeff Novotny started harassing me, pulling me over for flipping him off, I knew I wasn't going to get any relief from the chief. In fact, I got a parking ticket for filing a complaint. So I will be filing that lawsuit just as soon as I get back from my vacation. There's no question about that. Number one. Number two, in January, their solicitor Dave Reho told me to submit them a written proposal for reimbursing me for the civil rights infractions that I have endured. I have submitted him proposal after proposal after proposal, and he keeps trying to stonewall me in an effort to run out the statute of limitations. So therefore, next week, I will file the lawsuit. Just like I did with West Hills. I told the West Hills solicitor to get in touch with me by Friday. He didn't. So Monday I was down at the courthouse with the suit. Even if I lose, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to hold them accountable. Just like they tried to hold me accountable. Just like they did hold me accountable when I was found not guilty. So we're going to have to let a judge decide or a jury decide what my civil rights were. If my civil rights are actually worth something because the police don't feel they do. So let me get, so that was 10 minutes of me prefacing what I came to talk about today. And before I eat up any more of my time that I want to be swimming, I go to Upper Yoder Township meetings. I go to Southmont Borough Council meetings. I go to JRA meetings, Johnstown Redevelopment Authority. I've been to Johnstown Housing Authority meetings. I've been to Lower Yoder Township meetings. I've been to City of Johnstown meetings. I go to live stream these meetings. So you, the people that are watching this right now, have access to the government. I don't do it for my own. I don't do it for fun. I don't do it for anything, any gain of my own. Anybody wants to see the analytics on my YouTube channel, I'll show you. I don't make any money doing this. Okay? None. But I have effectuated some change. That officer that pulled me over and flipped me off for me flipping him off, he's no longer a cop. He resigned. It cost their department a lot of money. Well, it cost the FOP's insurance a lot of money. See, the problem of it is they pay into this little slush fund insurance policy that they send an attorney to just pay you off. You really don't get the justice. They just pay you off. And you sign an agreement that they admit no fault, nothing. Let me say this. I like money too, okay? But I think some people think I do it for that. I don't. I don't care who's out there being a police officer on a personal level. I really don't give a fuck. What I care about is they do their job right. And that the oath they swear to the Constitution of the United States and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania goes before any orders they have, any orders are given by their superiors, and that they study what the law is. We've all seen police depositions where a cop goes, "I'm not a lawyer." Well, really, you should be. Because see, let me tell you a quick story about something. Okay, the air conditioner in my truck was not working right. Okay, it was working, but it wasn't getting as cold as I thought it should. So I decided I was going to mess with it. And you know what I did? I messed it up. I did it wrong because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to take it somewhere to a professional to get it right, and he got it right. So I don't understand why police officers can't do that. They don't do their jobs right. Like some of them think they can arrest you for swearing at them or just swearing in general. They can't. So over the past few months, I've met a lot of police officers, and in June of 2025 here, just 2 months ago, I was sitting in the Upper Yoder Township Supervisors meeting when I stayed there till like 10:30 in the evening after everybody left. They had a 2-hour-long executive session. And the reason why they had that executive session so long was they didn't want anybody in the room when they were going to do what they did. What they did was they fired 2 cops. They fired Officer Don Wire and Officer Todd Miller. For no reason. They didn't give a reason. They just took them off. They just took them off the payroll. Now, I know the I've heard 5 different backstories. I think I know why it is, and I think I know who the snake is on top of John Blake. And I'm not going to sit here and make a bunch of conjecture, and I'm not going to sit here and speculate on rumors. But I felt a certain way. I definitely felt a certain way when those 2 officers, who I actually thought were good cops, I've never had any problems with any of those guys. Well, I had a little issue with Officer Miller in Richland, but we're going to talk about that. Okay? I've known him all my life. Discretion wasn't used that day. He didn't hurt me, but he didn't help me, that's for sure. That's neither here nor there. I'll discuss that at some point. Okay? However, I did something very foolish. I advocated for somebody who I probably shouldn't have advocated for. And that's on me. That is 100% on me. That's my problem. I created it. Well, let me talk about that real quick, because it's been bothering me. I was in the room when Dawn was. I was the only person in the room when these officers were fired. Nobody cares to stick around for the executive sessions. They don't care to stick around for 2 or 3 hours while they stonewall the public. I did because it's important. I was falling asleep. I'll be honest. I was sitting in the room falling asleep. I was bored. But I sat there and I did that. And both of those officers found out on my channel right here, they got fired. That's dirty. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're the garbage man. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. Getting fired on my YouTube channel is dirty. I felt a way about that. I'm a pretty empathetic person. I felt a way about that. I felt bad because I wouldn't want to be fired on a YouTube channel. But for the past month, I started thinking, you know what, this guy's a good guy, and I have no problems with Officer. Me personally, let me clarify this. Me personally, I have no problems with Officer Wire. I never have. In fact, he's always been nice to me. Kind of suspiciously nice. I'm going to be honest with you, I have a tendency not to trust law enforcement because of what most of them have done to me. I don't think they're very genuine people when they start asking questions. I think they want to arrest you. They want to further their career. They want to bust you. They want to put you in jail. Okay. But I started advocating for him because I felt a way about how he got fired. So fast forward to last week, what's been really bothering me. And what I'm going to do moving forward, so this doesn't bother me anymore. I have the solution in my mind, and it's going to work for me. There's really not any room for negotiation on this either. You're not going to be able to talk me into it moving forward. So last month in June, I started a change.org petition that was called something along the lines of Fire Chief Misconduct Blake, because I thought Chief Blake was behind these firings. I don't know who was behind these firings. I wasn't in the executive session. I didn't hear, but I was in the room when they came out and told us the results of the executive session. And I started a petition that was taken down because there were complaints about it, because people in the community complained because they think the Chief Misconduct Blake's this great guy. I mean, they just stick out their tongue and let him rub his boots all over it. And look, if that's what you want to do, if you want to be a bootlicker, I can't stop you. But I'm not. And you should be thankful for people like me who go out there and share this awareness. Because when it happens to you, God, you people scream and cry, they hurt me. Why do they do? Well, welcome to Tuesday in my world. Okay? You know? I don't know. Anyway, another petition was started. A change.org petition was started. This one was to reinstate Officer Dawn Wire. Man, I both feet, man, I jumped in fully. I was fully immersed. I was ready to support this and whatever, okay? And man, it took off like a rocket. It was doing great. It had great support. There was like 117 signatures in a day. It's pretty good. And within a day it was taken down. Now, I shared it on Facebook, and I'm not dumb, okay? For every person who thinks a cop is good, there's 10 people out there that think he's bad, or that know something about him, or he did something. Well, when I shared my post on Facebook about this change.org petition, well, the people from jurisdictions past started coming out of the woodwork and started stating their truth and stating what they know about this officer, okay? And apparently somebody didn't feel comfortable about that, and they took and whatever criticism, okay? Now, what I heard was he's getting harassed, he's getting phone calls, he's getting this, he's getting that. I don't really necessarily believe that. I don't think he did. I think what happened was him or his wife read read what was posted on Facebook and they didn't like it. Now, I didn't post any of those comments. And in fact, I kept commenting, I don't know the story. I wasn't there. I can't speak on it, but I believe you. Because I'm going to believe stories of people being brutalized by police officers because it happens all the time. I'm living proof of it. I know it. Okay? 2023, I endured some serious harassment over what they thought I was doing, and they were completely wrong. It took me over a year to get my name cleared in court. Okay? They still refuse to reimburse me for all the money I'm out. They cost me. So I don't really think that particular the jurisdiction, Upper Yoder Township, operates very well. They stonewall me, and they've done it before, okay? But then when Ed Barzensky, the president supervisor, one of his friends, somebody brandishes a firearm, then it becomes a problem. But if something happens to me, they don't care. And, here's what I want to say. I put my name out, I put my neck out, and I feel like my channel was used. My notoriety, my infamy, my fame, whatever audience I have was exploited when someone decided to speak on someone's behalf in a meeting. Like, had somebody told me, hey, look, okay, there's a past here that probably doesn't want to be brought out into the open, so don't say anything. I wouldn't have said anything. Nobody told me anything. In fact, I was told, share this. Do it. Do your thing. Do what you do. Okay, so I did. And now, because I put myself out there, and I got to made look like a fool. Because come on, let's face it, I'm one of the few people out there that goes, look, don't trust the police. They're all bad. Just by design of their job, they're bad. Their job is to potentially kill you if you don't listen to them. And they have the authority to do it. So, if that's the case, are any of them good? No, I don't think so. So I put my name out saying one of them was good. And I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's a mean person. I'm not saying he's an asshole. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be. In fact, I still think he, out of other people, Don Wire, probably deserves a badge, even if he's done something fucked up. Okay, so what I want to say is this. My whole message, what I've been sitting here rambling about for the past 23 minutes. I'm done advocating for anybody that I don't have the control over the advocacy. And what I mean by that is, if you have a change.org petition that you want me to share the information about, if you have something that is local, okay, I mean everything, like Central Park. I mean anything going on anywhere. If you want me to put my brand on it, my name on it, I won't do that. I won't use any kind of technology, change.org, GoFundMe, even my YouTube channel, especially my YouTube channel, my Facebook, anything, my Instagram, anything, for anyone that has any sort of control, creative control, whatever you want to call it, over that content. Because too many times it either gets twisted on me or like this, okay, I feel, and I don't care what anybody else says, and listen, I haven't been thanked by anybody who I stuck my neck out for. It's like they expected me to do it. If you expect me to do something, I expect me not to have to explain to you what I expect. So if we're going to do something, if this happens again and somebody needs help, you're coming to me to ask me for the help, what you need to do is you need to ask me to start the petition. You need to ask me to start the GoFundMe. And I'll do it. But when the haters come at you, I will explain it to you. Look, anything you ever did to anybody is going to come out now. People are very eager to explain to me why I shouldn't do something. So if I'm going to advocate for somebody and somebody comes out of the woodwork and says, look, this guy did this to me, or they did that, or I know this, or I know that, first of all, I'm going to believe them, especially in this situation. Okay? I've learned over the course of the past few months to not, in fact, that's why you don't see many of these vlogs anymore, because I really don't like to speak on my emotions or emotional stuff anymore, because all it does is end up backfiring on me, and people misconstrue it, and people gaslight me for it. Well, I'm just not doing that anymore. If you want my help, I'll still give it, but it's on my terms now. I've worked far too hard for what I've done. Okay? I'm here to effectuate change. I'm not here to piss people off. I'm not here to call people names at meetings. I'm not here to get them all upset. That's not what my game is. It's not a game to me. It's to have a better government and a more efficient government and a police force in every jurisdiction that I live in and I go into that respects people's rights over them violating the law, especially on little infractions. It's a little bit different if there's a victim. Okay, it's a little bit different if they come onto a scene and see somebody beating somebody. That's a different scenario. Okay, but the ability to take somebody's life or arrest them or take their freedom over a traffic citation or over a little regulation, that shouldn't trump the oath to the Constitution. That's just that simple. And I'm never going to change my opinion about that. Okay, so I just can't advocate for anybody anymore that when at the first sign of criticism, it goes away. Think about this. When I started doing this, when I started getting the hate that I started getting, had I just stopped, where would I be? I'd be sitting in my house, probably still over 400 pounds because I hated my life. Okay? Because of all the abuse I've endured from these people. But you know what? I feel pretty good about myself. That I know how to stand up for myself and I know how to take the criticism. You think it's easy being called the shit I'm called? Do you think it's easy hearing the stuff I hear about me? And let me say, you notice I haven't mentioned what any of these specific allegations I read were. If you know what they are, comment them. Let's get it out there. Because here's what I'm going to say. If I'm going to advocate for somebody and the haters start coming out, here's what you do. You take that opportunity to apologize to them and come clean. I got news for you. Still, and I'll tell any official that I've ever sued, okay, that I'm currently in litigation with, if you apologize to me, if you say, look, I'm sorry, and genuinely mean it, your whole risk of financial chaos and doom goes away. I'll shake your hand and I'll go, why was that difficult? Because that's the right thing to do. I've said this a million times on this channel. My grandmother's, I don't want to say dying words to me, but one of the last times I spoke to her, the last few times I spent time with my dad's mother, she kept stressing and harping on me, Johnny, do what's right. Do what's right. Those are her words. Do what's right. To me, this is right. And if people are going to run away at the first sign of any kind of adversity, you're not going to get anywhere. So I would suggest to wrap this up, to Officer Dawn, I would suggest that the allegations you read on Facebook, which I took that post down, but you read them because people you contacted the petition starter, and He took it down. Come clean. What are these people talking about in Portage and South Fork? Obviously, there's something. Come clean. You'd be amazed at how much respect you get when you go, look, I did something wrong, but I'm here to apologize for it. Own up to it. Start there, okay? See what that gets you. It might get you somewhere. Because what you did before got you fired. So whatever you did got you fired. Maybe try my way. See what that does. See if it helps you. Because, I mean, let me say this. I think you're a nice guy, but I'm not going to advocate for you anymore. Why would I? If you have a problem, you have a situation, come to me and we can discuss it. I can give you the plan to do something. And this isn't the first time, actually, that I've advocated for somebody and they have told me. A few months ago, back in the winter, I had somebody contact me via Facebook and they gave me this whole sob story of how they got arrested at the hospital for taking pictures. And I told them what to do. And they called me like the day before their preliminary hearing or their arraignment or whatever. I was like, I'll see you in the morning. I'll go down. I was putting my tie on and buttoning my vest. I was looking sharp that day too, man. I really was. I was looking like a million. My beard was freshly trimmed. I was looking good. It wasn't for anything that I was all dapper. I wanted to go out and go to court. I got a phone call an hour before I was supposed to be there. Don't come. Why? Why don't you want me to come? Why? Because I say bad words in public meetings. I do know when it's appropriate to do that and when it's not. But did you ever think my face in a courtroom might actually bring you a little bit of accountability? If anything, if they fuck you, I'll sit there and tell you how they're fucking you. A lot of times better than your paid attorney. But listen, I'm pretty upset about this. I'm not, like I said, to wrap this up finally, I'm not going to advocate for anybody anymore. Not that way. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it on my terms. I'm going to do it. And that's that. I'm sorry if that upsets anybody, but I've been pretty upset all week. You know, I put some effort out into something, and I put my name out. I put my reputation, I put my channel, I put what I do out. And as soon as it started getting some traction, it got pulled. And I can't live like that. I can't do that for me. It's hard on me. Okay? I was trying to effectuate some change. It's not a thing of going and yelling and making a spectacle. That is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to effectuate change. I'm trying to bring better politicians to our government. That's why I ran for South Marlboro Council. It's not to upset anybody. I got to be honest with you. Me on the other side of the table essentially gags me because I can't speak the way I do now. I can't really share my opinions the way I do now. And I'm only one vote. So for as many times if I'm elected, for as many times as I say nay, it's still going to pass. But what I hope to do is I hope to go through the books and I hope to repeal some things that they've done in the past that are either predatory or expensive or just don't make sense to a lot of people. And I want to standardize some things, and I want them to stop weaponizing the zoning laws and some other things. I have some ideas. Maybe my approach isn't the greatest, but you know what? I have different ideas. Different ideas that have never been explored. Different ideas are just blown off. You can't do that. Why can't you do that? Why not? Just because you don't think it makes any sense because somebody told you it doesn't? No, that's not it. So anyway, I'm done talking for the day. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to have a good time on my vacation. I am going to the second night of the Dave Matthews Band at Camden, New Jersey, the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. It's a nice venue. Pretty chill. It's a good time. I'm out by the airport in Philly. So I appreciate you watching. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings today. I didn't want to. I'm doing this for me. I'm explaining this so I don't have to explain it to anybody. Watch the video. This is what's going on with me. I'm still going to come to meetings. I'm still going to do my live stream. But I don't think I'm going to I'm just going to put the information out there and you can decipher it. Because my opinion apparently doesn't matter. But the information will be there. But I just can't. I can't start something like that and then as soon as it gets going, have it ended. That's not fair to me. Especially something I believe in. Especially something that goes against what I normally believe in. What I normally say. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I still believed in what I was doing. I still believe in what I was saying. None of that has changed. What has changed is the way the other people have interacted with me and my advocacy. So the only way I can control my advocacy moving forward is if I control my advocacy. Makes sense? Makes sense to me. Makes sense to everybody that loves me and cares about me and is not here to exploit me or use me or appears for their own gain. This isn't for my gain. This is for a bigger picture. This is to effectuate change in for the better. However you want to see that. So I'm finally done. So I want to strongly urge everyone to participate in your local government. Go to your meetings. Watch my live streams. Comment. Let your voice be heard. Let it be known. And especially in November, let your voice be heard. Get out to the polls and vote. I'm gonna start passing along the information of when you need to get registered to vote, so you can go out and do that. If anyone needs help with that in the local area, I will do that for you. That I will do. I will advocate to help people to vote. But I don't know. Unfortunately, the actions of a few are going to moving forward hinder anything good that can come out of it, because it's just, I feel bad for Officer Miller, for Todd. And if he wants me to advocate for him, he can contact me. But because of this situation, you either got to take it or leave it. It's going to be the way I do things, or just good luck, bro. So no hard feelings to anybody. Like I said, I'm pretty conflicted about this. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I was gonna address this yesterday. I was gonna address this on Thursday. I was gonna address it on, when I found out about it. But I needed a few days to process it. I needed a few days to think about what was going on. And like I said, the only thing I can do is just, if I'm going to use my channel, everything on my channel is going to be, anything on my Facebook, anything on my socials is going to be my control. It's not going to be anybody else. So to those other advocates that I have, and those other people who I do, I guess want to say work with, or, share ideas with. If you want to use my platform, or you want me to share anything with you, and that includes the Central Park thing, any of the city of Johnstown people, anything, we need to sit down and we need to talk about what goes on my channel. If you want to use my channel, that's fine, but it'll be under my control from now on. It'll be my content. It won't be anything that I'm not the administrator of. Because when I went to click on that and I saw it was closed, my heart sank. Really did. So I'm going to go. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for stopping. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. If you watch us the whole way to the end, comment your favorite Dave Matthews song, and I'll hope they play it for you tonight. Peace out. Bye. Yeah, I want to stop streaming.